Welcome back to Rare Coin Numics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started with today's video. In 1972, the United States was undergoing a time of change, marked by shifts in culture, politics, and even the economy. As the nation grappled with the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and the Watergate scandal, everyday Americans were also going about their business, using coins that reflected the values and history of the country. One coin in particular, the 1972 5-cent piece, also known as the nickel, would go on to capture the interest of numismatists, collectors, and history enthusiasts alike. What many may not have realized back in 1972 was that this seemingly ordinary coin would evolve into something much more extraordinary over time. It was the early 1970s, and the United States Mint was still producing coins under the familiar designs that had been introduced decades earlier. The 1972 nickel was part of the ongoing legacy of the Jefferson nickel, a coin that had been in circulation since 1938. The coin featured the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the founding fathers. Jefferson's portrait had been gracing the obverse side of the nickel for over 30 years, becoming an iconic symbol of American heritage. On the reverse, the coin displayed an image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, a nod to the founding father's deep connection to the land and his role in the country's early history. But the 1972 nickel wasn't just a standard piece of currency. It would go down in history for reasons that went beyond its design. For those with a keen eye, something significant had occurred during the minting of the 1972 coins, something that would have a lasting impact on the value and significance of the nickel. A slight but crucial error in the production process would make this particular year's coin one of the most sought after in the world of coin collecting. Before diving into the specifics of that error, let's take a step back and explore the design elements of the 1972 5-cent coin. The obverse side, which depicts Thomas Jefferson, was designed by artist Felix Schlag. His rendering of Jefferson was a departure from the classical, formal depictions of presidents in early U.S. coinage. Schlag's Jefferson was more relaxed, less regal, which added a humanizing touch to the coin. On the reverse side, the depiction of Monticello was also designed by Schlag, capturing the architectural grandeur of Jefferson's estate. This design choice was deliberate, as Jefferson had made significant contributions to American architecture, and his home was a symbol of his legacy. The 1972 nickel continued the tradition of using a copper-nickel alloy, a material that had been used for U.S. coins for much of the 20th century. The coin was 21.2 millimeters in diameter, with a weight of 5 grams, standard for nickels at the time. But despite these conventional characteristics, there was something special about the 1972 coin that was overlooked by most at the time of its release. That was until a few sharp-eyed collectors noticed something unusual during the minting process. The U.S. Mint had been using an older die which, over time, had become worn and damaged. This aging die created what is known as a double die error, a rare mistake in which the design is struck onto the coin multiple times, creating a noticeable doubling effect. In the case of the 1972 nickel, the doubling was most apparent in the lettering, particularly in the word Liberty, and the date, 1972. When this error was first discovered, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. A coin that had originally been viewed as just another regular nickel had now become a valuable rarity. The significance of this doubling die error became even more apparent when collectors realized the extent of the flaw. While errors like these are not unheard of in the world of coin production, the 1972 nickel was particularly striking because of the clarity of the doubling effect. The mistake was so clear and pronounced that even casual observers could spot the unusual characteristics, making the coin an immediate target for numismatists who were eager to add it to their collections. Over time, the 1972 double die nickel became one of the most famous and sought-after coins in the United States. While the error was not present in every 1972 nickel, those that did carry the flaw were highly prized. It didn't take long for these coins to appear in auctions, with collectors bidding large sums for the rare and visually captivating pieces of U.S. history. As the years went on, the value of these coins only increased, as fewer and fewer examples of the error remained in circulation. But the story of the 1972 nickel doesn't end with just the error. The historical context in which this coin was produced also adds another layer of intrigue. The early 1970s were a time of significant transition in the United States, with the country recovering from the chaos of the 1960s. In 1972, the nation was looking to the future, with a sense of optimism under President Richard Nixon, even as the country was on the verge of unraveling due to the Watergate scandal. The coin itself became a symbol of a particular moment in time, a time when the U.S. Mint was still relying on older machinery to produce currency, and a time when something as seemingly mundane as a 5-cent piece could carry with it a legacy of rare and valuable historical significance. Now, let's talk about the value of this coin in the modern era. It's hard to imagine that a simple nickel from 1972 could be worth thousands, but thanks to the double die error, some 1972 nickels have reached astonishing values. In fact, a well-preserved 1972 double die nickel can fetch prices upwards of $95,000, depending on its condition and rarity. This may come as a surprise to many, given that most people view nickels as low-value coins, but in the world of coin collecting, the rarity of an error coin can make it worth a small fortune. The value of the 1972 double die nickel is largely determined by its grade, which refers to its condition. Coins that are graded higher, meaning they have less wear and tear, are worth significantly more than those in poor condition. The highest grade examples of the 1972 double die nickel can command prices close to $100,000, while coins in lower grades can still fetch several $1,000s. As with any rare collectible, the rarity, demand, and condition of the coin play a critical role in determining its worth. So, how do you know if you have a 1972 double die nickel in your possession? The best way to identify the coin is to closely examine the lettering, particularly the word Liberty and the date. The doubled effect is most noticeable in these areas, where you can clearly see the duplication of the text. In addition, there may be slight doubling on the motto E pluribus unum and the word In God We Trust. If you have a 1972 nickel and suspect it might be the double die variety, it's important to consult a professional coin dealer or numismatist who can verify its authenticity and assess its value. The 1972 double die nickel is a perfect example of how history, error, and timing can come together to create something valuable and remarkable. What was once just a common piece of currency has evolved into a rare and highly sought-after collectible. The story of the 1972 nickel serves as a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1972 double die nickel is a piece of American history that continues to captivate and intrigue those who come across it. In conclusion, the 1972 nickel is much more than just a relic from the past. It's a symbol of the quirks and imperfections that can emerge in everyday life, and how those imperfections can sometimes turn into valuable treasures. So, the next time you find yourself holding a 5-cent coin, take a moment to examine it closely. You never know what hidden history may be lurking within its design, waiting to tell its story and perhaps even bring a small fortune into your hands. With a little luck and a keen eye, that unassuming nickel could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In the year 2000, the United States was standing at the dawn of a new millennium. It was a time of cultural change, technological progress, and a feeling of anticipation for what the future held. The world had recently celebrated the turn of the century, and people across the globe were reflecting on the progress of the past and looking ahead to the potential of the next 100 years. Amidst this backdrop of optimism and transformation, a seemingly small, humble coin, the 2005-cent piece or nickel, was quietly making its own mark in the world of American currency. The 2000 nickel was not just a regular coin to be used for everyday transactions. It would, in time, become a significant object in the world of coin collecting, largely due to a specific variation that would come to symbolize the intersection of history, art, and the quirks of coin production. To fully understand why the 2000 nickel would become a standout in the world of numismatics, we first need to take a closer look at its design, its historical context, and the remarkable circumstances that would elevate it to the status of a rare collectible. Let's begin with the basics. The 2000 nickel was part of the ongoing series of Jefferson nickels that had been in circulation since 1938. For decades, this coin had been a staple in the daily lives of Americans, its design capturing the likeness of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse side. The design, created by artist Felix Schlag, was simple yet powerful. A profile of Jefferson's face, framed by the words "Liberty" and the year of mintage, and the national motto "In God We Trust." Jefferson's profile was meant to embody the founding spirit of the United States, reflecting his contributions to the country, from drafting the Declaration of Independence to shaping the early American government. On the reverse side of the nickel, the image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, was prominently featured. This iconic structure, an architectural marvel designed by Jefferson himself, had become synonymous with his legacy. Monticello served not only as a personal residence but also as a symbol of the ideals Jefferson cherished, including democracy, equality, and the pursuit of knowledge. By the turn of the millennium, the basic design of the Jefferson nickel had remained unchanged for decades. However, as the U.S. Mint often does with its coins, there was a push to commemorate important historical milestones and events with new designs. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint made the decision to issue a series of nickels with a new reverse design to honor the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition, one of the most important undertakings in American history. Thomas Jefferson, who had been a key figure in the expedition, played a crucial role in the expedition's success. Under his presidency, the United States had purchased the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803, which paved the way for Meriwether Lewis and William Clark's historic journey. The 2000 nickel was issued as part of this commemorative effort, marking the 200th anniversary of the expedition. The new design, which was to be featured on the reverse of the coin, would not include Monticello. Instead, it would feature a dramatic and dynamic depiction of the iconic duo, Lewis and Clark, standing on the banks of the Missouri River, gazing toward the western frontier. The image was meant to evoke the sense of adventure and determination that characterized their groundbreaking expedition, which had charted new territory and provided valuable scientific and geographical knowledge about the western United States. The reverse also included an image of the keelboat that was used by the Lewis and Clark expedition, adding another layer of historical context to the design. This coin would represent a shift in the history of the nickel, as the design would no longer be tied exclusively to Jefferson's home, Monticello, but would instead reflect a broader piece of American history, the pioneering spirit of exploration that had defined the early 19th century. Despite the new design on the reverse, the obverse of the 2000 nickel continued to feature Jefferson's profile, staying true to the tradition that had been in place since 1938. This continuity was important, as it ensured that the 2000 nickel would maintain a connection to the historical legacy of Jefferson, while also celebrating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The dual nature of the coin, with its modern commemorative reverse and its classic obverse, made it a powerful symbol of both the nation's past and its future. However, this coin was not just a work of art. It was also a product of the U.S. Mint's minting process, which, like all coin production, involved a complex and highly precise system of machinery, dies, and human oversight. Coins were struck from dies, which were engraved with the coin's design, and these dies were used to stamp the image onto metal blanks or planchets to create the final coin. Like all minting processes, this system was not without its potential for error, and it was within this intricate process that the 2000 nickel story would take an interesting turn. Though the coin's design was fresh and exciting, what set the 2000 nickel apart was the fact that it had an interesting and rare error, a minor but significant one. While the vast majority of 2000 nickels were produced without incident, a small number of them were struck with a slight alteration to their design. This variation was a result of a slight misalignment during the die striking process, leading to a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin's design. This was not just a casual error but one that would turn out to be highly significant in the world of coin collecting. The error, known as the double die error, was most noticeable on the reverse side of the 2000 nickel. The word Liberty, the date 2000, and the image of Lewis and Clark's boat exhibited signs of slight doubling or distortion, creating a unique and rare variation of the coin. This error, though subtle, would eventually capture the attention of numismatists around the world, leading to a surge in demand for these particular 2000 nickels. The appeal of this double die error was immediate. It's not unusual for collectors to seek out coins with production errors, as these coins are considered to be rare and valuable due to their uniqueness. Over time, the 2000 double die nickels became highly sought after by collectors, and their value began to rise. So, how much could a 2000 nickel with this error be worth? In 2024, the most well-preserved examples of the 2000 double die nickel can fetch remarkable prices. Depending on the quality of the coin, it's possible for a 2000 double die nickel to be worth as much as $60,000. An extraordinary sum for a coin that was originally valued at just 5 cents. The value of the coin is determined by several factors, including its condition, the severity of the error, and the demand within the collector's market. Coins that are graded higher with fewer signs of wear tend to fetch the highest prices. Coins with the most noticeable doubling effects, those that show clear and distinct signs of the error, are especially valuable. In some cases, these coins have sold at auction for prices well above $50,000, and in rare instances, coins in exceptional condition have approached the $60,000 mark. But how do you know if you have a 2000 double die nickel in your possession? The key to identifying these rare coins lies in the detailed examination of the design. When you hold a 2000 nickel, closely inspect the word Liberty and the date 2000 for any signs of doubling. The most noticeable doubling will occur in these areas, and the effect can be clear enough that even casual collectors can spot it with a trained eye. In some cases, there may be doubling on other elements of the design, such as the boat or even the motto E pluribus unum, though these are less common. For those who believe they may have discovered a double die error, it's essential to have the coin authenticated by a professional numismatist or coin dealer. These experts can verify the authenticity of the error and provide a proper grade for the coin, which will help determine its market value. Coins that are authenticated and graded highly by reputable organizations, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), are often worth more than those that are not. The 2000 double die nickel is an excellent example of how small errors in the minting process can lead to huge changes in the value of a coin. What was once a regular coin, simply produced to honor the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition, became a rare collectible thanks to an unexpected flaw. Over time, the story of the 2000 nickel has become a testament to the rich and unpredictable world of coin collecting, where a seemingly mundane piece of currency can hold hidden value and historical significance. In conclusion, the 2000 nickel is far more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history, a work of art, and a symbol of both the past and the future. It also serves as a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, rarity, error, and timing can come together to create something truly remarkable. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just beginning to explore the world of numismatics, the 2000 double die nickel offers a glimpse into the fascinating and sometimes lucrative world of coin collecting, where a small coin can turn into a big treasure. So, the next time you come across a 2000 nickel, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just have a rare piece of history worth far more than its face value. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey of numismatic world. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.